You are welcome to HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly, real name, Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. There has been plenty of talk on both social and mainstream media, associating the trend in R. Kelly's case with racial injustice. Even R. Kelly's sister spoke out recently with the same claim, suggesting that his sentencing was completely racist. Many beloved fans of R. Kelly too believe that their star and renowned music icon is currently serving a 30-year sentence because of the color of his skin. While all these claims may have an element of truth in them, a deeper look into the R. Kelly matter will reveal that while the architects of this injustice may not be known, the main actors in the entire syndicate are fellow black people, and definitely of the same race as R. Kelly. The question is, can we still call this racial injustice when it's fellow black people responsible for the entire R. Kelly witch hunt? On the other hand, Elvis Presley, previously known as the King of Rock and Roll, openly married a 17-year-old he had met at 14. But the same United States government that is currently castigating the R&B King did not even lift a finger to address Presley's actions. Also important to note, his fellow white folks found no reason to Me Too him, and instead spent millions of dollars to remember him for the great music he created at the Elvis Presley All-Star Tribute, where even prominent black artists such as John Legend are seen performing with great honor. Just how ironic this sounds. Why would our government play double standards in open daylight like this and get away with it? What happened to the part where our government promises us that all Americans are equal under the law? And what happened to our leaders' promises of racial equality and equal opportunities when we vote them to power? It is unfortunate to see that we accept to be used for agenda we are not even a part of, bringing down our very own R&B King, while we take part in celebrating a person that did worse in broad daylight, just because his case was not dealt with as should have been by the authorities. The comparison of R. Kelly and Elvis Presley's situations is a perfect reminder that while all pigs on the farm are equal, indeed some are still more equal than others. It wouldn't bother me much if all this racial injustice the likes of R. Kelly are facing would be entirely the work of anyone else other than his fellow African American folks. But almost all the actors in this belong to this same community. The financiers too of the surviving R. Kelly series, the TV show that served to bring Kelly down. I was once told that the only way to know you are fighting a war against your own self is when everyone seems to support you. Of course everyone, including your haters, will be quick to help you on your journey to self-destruction. They will always be glad to lend a hand and make sure that when you fall hard. Never to rise again. All this support the R. Kelly takedown is therefore receiving from the entire system, starting from citizens to the government, is being offered with great pleasure. After all, it buries all the hard work that our great people have invested in over decades becoming who they are. All this is taken to prison when someone gets indicted, charged and sentenced to 30 years. This comparison would sound a little out of balance, if we did not remind ourselves on how the same participant in the surviving R. Kelly, famous musician John Legend, was seen singing and dancing hard along an Elvis Presley song at his All-Stars retreat. It felt like snow at the equator, considering that while he featured in surviving R. Kelly, he condemned R. Kelly for the very same thing Elvis Presley's life was all about. What makes this even more disturbing is that while the evidence against R. Kelly is rather scanty and mixed up with lies, Elvis's criminal acts were in broad daylight and undeniably evident. Strange how the likes of John Legend are able to conveniently live a double life, with the liberty to change goalposts whenever it's convenient to do so. Could this be greed shaping the way things go, or simply the desire to always be on the winning side? Whatever it is that is causing us to turn against each other needs to stop immediately. Meanwhile, Elvis Presley's marriage is not the only example of events where the government has treated us different, and we the people have simply looked on and ignored. It turns out it's only R. Kelly's case among all in this category that has attracted a RICO charge. But no one seems to care about this sudden modification of the law. Like the people who supported the killing of Jesus, screaming crucify him, we have done the same for our own R. Kelly. According to Annette Escart, I suppose John Legend forgets he is a black man like me, and that we are dealing with a common challenge, but he ought to remember that when you point a finger at someone else, you ought to check well that you don't have any skeletons in your closet yourself. I hope he lives a perfect life from this point going forward. He only needs to make one single mistake, and he will be reminded how black he is in America. According to Kimberly Nicole, John Legend's involvement in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries was indeed a big surprise for me. He doesn't know much about R. Kelly considering they have not worked together before, but he took the stand and discussed him like he knows him so well. Sounds like he was coached for most of the things he had to say, tearing down his own brother. According to Benjamin, the person who shocked me the most for their involvement in tearing down R. Kelly is Wendy. What did this woman have against R. Kelly, for God's sake? In one of her Wendy Show episodes, she speaks of how R. Kelly called her and confided in her. And she makes the most out of this, claiming she is a very confidential person. Was she seeking fame? Well, she already got this. Or was she seeking money? She's got a net worth of $40 million. Just what was her purpose of betraying R. Kelly? It's so disturbing to see that someone you trusted enough to confide in can be quick to break that tie, just to make an entertaining show out of your name. This is why it has become hard to trust lately. There seems to be no such thing as a person you can trust with anything. As a team, we need to stop tearing down our own people. Instead, we should help them become better people. Certainly not by taking away their lives like we have done to R. Kelly. Just like there were many other ways to find out if Jesus was the Messiah other than crucifying him, there are many other ways to get good out of our people other than send them to prison. There is nothing we gain from this. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.